I'm Trey Bell with Bell Real Estate Group, and we are going to go through Barrow County today. I've been doing these market updates this year for the counties that we primarily serve a lot in. So if you live in a certain county in North Georgia, good chance you may find it here. You can scroll back and kind of look at what's going on. And every county is different. A lot of the numbers are similar. Right now, I think the big conversation that we're hearing and having is what are mortgage rates? With the conflict overseas have gone up. Now they're starting to ease back down. Right now, these are just average rates. So it all depends on your credit. In the state of Georgia, you're looking at about 6.7% for 30-year conventional, decent credit, good money. Just under 6 for a 15-year note. What happened in March was things were starting to pick up because rates were below 6. They were steadily in the 5s. As rates shot right back up to mid-6s, we saw the pending, some things slow down, and that's reflected in a lot of these reports or a lot of these numbers. I do think it's temporary. I keep saying that. I believe all this is temporary, and when all that changes over there, I think that you're going to see the marketplace come alive again. There's more inventory just in general everywhere, and that's good. It's good for sellers and it's good for buyers. Good for sellers because it unlocks them if they need to buy another house. There's more options, and now they can sell and go and find something. And it's just good for buyers because there's more options. Barrow County is one of the counties that we service. Right here where our office is, city of Brazelton, and is that there's actually 4 counties that come together in the city of Brazelton: Barrow, Jackson, Hall, and Gwinnett. It's right next door. Winder is in the city of Barrow County. I think Winder is an upcoming city there. There's a lot of great places in Barrow County. Also, you can go and you can buy property there. So you can get a little bigger lot. And I think it's going to be one of the counties that really grows in the future. And so probably good appreciation for real estate in the next 10 years. So let's just jump right into what we're seeing in the month of April. So in the month of April, we saw listings jump up almost 30% year over year, 212 new listings. And that's a big jump. So more people are putting their homes on the market. We're seeing this in our business. We're carrying more listings than we've ever carried. People are wanting to sell their house. Listings are up 30%. The next natural part of that is supply of homes, inventory. So as listings begin to increase, the inventory is going to continue to increase. We're up 30%. 30% more listings, roughly 30% more inventory. That's in alignment. We're sitting at about 4 months supply. We really want to see that number under 6. That means that homes are appreciating. If it gets over 6, you may see home values start to slide. So we're at 4. It's a very healthy number. Historically, good markets have been considered 4 to 6 months of inventory. So we're getting back to that place where you have normal amounts of appreciation. You have a lot of inventory on the marketplace. Great houses are selling for top dollar, sometimes multiple offers. If your house has some deferred maintenance, you may have to negotiate a little bit on that. That's just the marketplace that we're in today. And of course, we help all of our clients, whatever side they're on, get through that process. That is our job, to educate and then to guide and instruct you how to get through that, to make sure you're connected to reputable vendors so you have a great experience. That's what we're after. We want to give you a 5-star experience, and you can actually go to our Google profile and check out our 5-star reviews. We've worked really, really hard at those. It's important that we deliver a good service to the people. That it's my name on the sign, and it was my mom's name before that. It just matters to me. Our reputation is good. Who you work with matters. We'd love to talk to you if you're in the marketplace to buy or sell. The average days on market, a big jump, 30%. So up to 60 days. I've got some other data over here that shows something less, but regardless, it is up. This is from the MLS, which is probably the most accurate. The other information may include construction homes because sometimes they're not in the MLS, for sale by owners, things like that. Days on market is, I think 48 to mid 50s, 60s used to be the normal, where you list your house and then within 90 days, you're closing on your house just in general, right? So you got to show your house for 45 to 50 days to get an offer that you want to accept and work through that. And then within 3 months, you're normally sold. That's where we are today. That's where we were pre-COVID. It's very normal. It just doesn't feel that way because for 3 years, homes were flying off the market. People were getting multiple offers. It was a frenzy out there. Rates were really low, but it drove prices up substantially. And it kind of put us in the situation that we're in today. As rates have gone up, the prices are high, and it's making home ownership feel unaffordable in some ways. That's not the case because there's multiple lending options, but homes are definitely more expensive now than they were 2019. Home values days on market is 30%, 60 days. Expect 90 days from the time you list to sell. If you've maintained your house at the market price, a good price, and if you got a good agent to help you negotiate and get through it. Average sales price, we see a dip down 3%. This is year over year. Just a a number that we're looking for a trend. I don't know if this is a trend or not because it's just a snapshot in time. But at any rate, homes aren't accelerating anymore, right? It's pretty flat. Actually, everything that I'm reading is it's somewhere between 0.5%, 0 to 0.5% of appreciation so far this year. So slower than the average, but not going backwards. So I think that's kind of what this is showing. You know, we'll keep an eye on this. And if we see a trend, then home prices may be getting a little softer. The other thing I'd say is this is average too, right? So average is where you take 10 and you add them together and divide by 10. So some months you could have a $5 million home sale in Barrow County, big farm or something like that, and it could drive this number up. The average, we just want to keep an eye on it. Pending home sales are down 12%. I think we're seeing this just across the board from last year, and I think it has to do with exactly what I said, the conflict going on overseas, which have increased the rates, which consumer confidence is a little lower. And so people are just kind of waiting. They're waiting to see what's going to happen, how that's going to shake out, and they're on the sidelines. There are a ton of people that want to buy real estate. They plan to buy real estate, but if their confidence is low, they don't jump into it. And so we got to get that wrapped up over there. That way people can move on with their lives and do what they need to do. Showings to pending. I like this slide just because if you're selling something, I think this gives me a little encouragement because your showings may be fewer than what you're used to if you sold in 19, 20, 21, 22, and you're selling again now. Fewer people are shopping, so there's going to be fewer showings, right? But it doesn't mean that homes aren't selling, and it doesn't mean that the values aren't remaining strong. You can roughly plan on an average of 6 showings before you get an offer and move forward with a contract. And then the last thing is closed sales. Closed sales is actually in April. That's what you got to think about. The data from closings, that work actually happened in March. So remember what I said is January, February, March, we were building. The marketplace was building. There was beginning to get some velocity, some excitement. Rates were steadily in the 5s, and then that all changed. And so I bet when we look at May data, when it's all done, we will see there is a fewer amount of sales than there was last May, or it's going to be the same. And so I do think that that's all going to change again. Like I said, after all that gets wrapped up in the macroeconomic things and as interest rates go back down. Overall, I think it's a healthy market. I think there's a lot of great places in Barrow County. The average price point in Barrow County is the median price point is somewhere around $360,000. So it's a very affordable county to live in. There's different areas with different school districts. I think it's a great place to live. We're in proximity to Atlanta. So where we are is roughly about 50 miles to Atlanta. Barrow County, most places over there, about 50 miles to Atlanta, probably about 50 miles to Athens. So the location is good. I think it'd be a great place to live. If you've got questions about Barrow County, maybe you're considering moving there or have a house to sell there, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about your unique situation, what you have going on, and then we can share a little bit more about us and how we help people get their home sold or help people buy their home. So we'd love to help you in any way we can. Please reach out.